Muchas gracias nuevamente por estar acompañándonos en esta primera sesión de la semana de nuestro webinar enfocado a las cámaras de estabilidad en conjunto con nuestra marca representada, Cincinnati Sub-Zero. Esta vez nos acompaña nuestro colega Glenn Roberson, quien tiene más de 20 años de experiencia en el campo de la refrigeración y productos de prueba de control climático. En Cincinnati Sub-Zero lleva aproximadamente 9 años de experiencia, es especialista en producto y bueno, esta vez nos va a compartir algunos aspectos importantes acerca de las cámaras de estabilidad, así como sus aplicaciones en los diferentes tipos de industria. Cualquier pregunta, por favor, siéntanse con la confianza de externarla. Al final vamos a tener un espacio para que se puedan resolver las dudas que puedan llegar a tener. Y también son bienvenidas algunos comentarios, retroalimentación o aportaciones que quieran compartirnos. Muchas gracias. La presentación va a ser en inglés y bueno, le damos la bienvenida a Glenn. Glenn, thank you very much for your support in this webinar.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank all of you for joining today. We certainly appreciate the opportunity to present some of our capabilities with our stability chambers and ultra-low storage, some combined applications. So I know your time is valuable and we certainly appreciate it. So thank you. So as Leonardo indicated, my name is Glenn Roberson. I'm the Western Regional Account Manager for Cincinnati Sub-Zero Products. I have worked for Cincinnati Sub-Zero for 9 years. I have 20+ years experience in refrigeration and environmental control systems. I manage 25 sales engineers in the Western region of North America, which includes Mexico. And that is my contact information there. So please feel free to reach out to me with any questions you might have regarding this presentation or anything else regarding environmental control. So we'll go ahead and get started here. We're going to review our company a little bit. So Cincinnati Sub-Zero Products was acquired by Weiss Technic North America. And that happened a little over 2 years ago. So now Cincinnati Sub-Zero is a brand underneath the Weiss umbrella, which also consists of Envirotronics, which they acquired several years back. This combination of companies basically made Weiss Technic North America the largest chamber manufacturer in North America. And Weiss Technic out of Germany is the largest chamber manufacturer in the world. So we have a very strong presence, and the combination of the companies gives us about 180+ years of combined group experience in environmental control, stress screening, pretty much any type of environmental control chambers or simulation chambers you might be looking at. We have 2,200 employees worldwide. We have 23 sites in 15 countries. 400+ employees in North America, 30+ employees that work within our engineering department, and 100+ service technicians throughout North America, which also includes Mexico. Specifically, Cincinnati Sub-Zero brand is a very well-known and respected brand within the industry, known for providing very high-quality, high-performance chambers. And our facility in Cincinnati, which this is a picture of, has over 240,000 square feet and employs approximately 230 people. So we have a very, very strong, strong brand name and strong presence in the industry. So manufacturing capabilities, Cincinnati Sub-Zero is a very vertically integrated company. We have all of our metal fabrication, welding, powder coating, painting, cabinet assembly, refrigeration, electronics and wiring, and laser cutting, all in our control at our Cincinnati manufacturing site. This is a shot of a couple pieces of automated equipment that we have. We have a Savignini, which is a very nice automation tool. It has an auto feeding rack, which you put, just flat sheet metal into. It goes through the Savignini, it gets processed and bent, and out the other side comes fully formed parts. So it's very nice to add as much automation as possible for the chamber manufacturing. And then we also have, punch presses, benders, everything else that that you need in order to build chambers. Service is a big deal for environmental chambers in general, and we have a very dedicated group of service people that are direct, and then we also have our service partners like SciTech that handles Mexico for us. And between all of these different aspects and capabilities, we feel we have a very, very good coverage, and actually the best coverage out of any chamber manufacturer in the world. So some of the nice things that we're able to accommodate for our customers are system startups and trainings, preventive maintenance, A2LA accredited calibration, refrigeration retrofits, controller upgrades, for instance. And we'll even do controller upgrades on other chamber manufacturers products as well. So should you have an older Thermotron chamber or some other manufacturer and you're converting over to Cincinnati Sub-Zero brand, you like our controller, we're able to upgrade that for you. So please let us know. So we will now dip into the stability chamber review portion of the presentation, specifically the reach-in chambers. So what is a stability chamber? Basically, stability chambers are primarily used in the life science industry, but they are used in other industries as well. Cosmetics, for instance, is one that comes to mind, biomedical. So the function of a stability chamber is to provide stable temperature and humidity set points ranging from freezing to elevated temperatures. They're typically used in R&D applications, but also for storage of critical components that might be used in the formulation of different things. This is a picture of a very large stability chamber that we manufactured and has some very high and large shelving for bulk storage of items. And stability chambers are critical to delivering life-saving products to patients safely, quickly. And CSZ understands the importance of providing reliable and precise chambers to ensure tests are completed in a timely manner and adhering to any FDA and WHO standards along the way. So there are different standards that we try to adhere to. This is one ICH standard, and it calls out the purpose of stability testing is to provide evidence on how a quality of a drug product varies with time under the influence of a variety of environmental factors such as temperature, humidity, and light, and enables recommended storage conditions, retest periods, and shelf life to be established. So that's a definition that definitely plays into what we're talking about here today. Here's are some markets and specific applications. So, as we're talking today, we're talking pharmaceutical, medical, bio, research. Universities use our products, food products, cosmetics. We have a few cosmetic customers that buy our stability chambers. So as you can see here, the range and use of a chamber like this is very, very unlimited for that matter. So keep that in mind. So uses for a stability chamber: real-time stability testing, expiration date, shelf life testing, accelerated stability testing, forced degradation testing, package and transport testing. And as I mentioned briefly, we have different standards out there that the industry adheres to. So you have ICH, ASTM, ISO, IEC, ISTA, USP, and USAP, which are some of the more popular ones. And off to the right, you can see some of the different test standards and some descriptions of those standards and how they apply. This slide shows the ICH Q1A and some of the different test conditions and how that works out per the different areas of the standard. So, you know, for instance, storage conditions for drugs, substances, or products, you have a long-term stability test that lasts 12 months and is at 25°C and 60%. You have an intermediate test, which is 6 months, and that's 30°C and 65%, for instance. And then you have an accelerated test. So an accelerated test, you're trying to increase the product and accelerate the aging or whatever you're trying to accomplish. And that is 40°C, so you can see it's a much higher temperature, and also a higher humidity set point at 75%, and that's a 6-month test. So you can see in this chart that calls out some of the different tests and you know, how it applies to a possible stability application. So what are some of the more important things inside of a stability chamber? So chamber interior is something that's very key and you want to think about when trying to specify the right stability chamber for you. Our stability chambers are manufactured with 304 stainless steel interiors, which are very easy to clean. IQ, OQ, PQ validation documentation, we have that available as well, and something that you would definitely need to consider when trying to specify a stability chamber. 21 CFR Part 11 compliant touchscreen control is something that is very important and something that we offer in our stability chambers standard. Software and hardware safety limits for production protection is also something that's key. High accuracy sensors. So, you know, we utilize RTDs in lieu of thermocouples because they are more accurate and reliable. And then capacitive humidity sensors is something else that's a very key thing and something to consider when selecting a chamber. Reliability and ease of maintenance. We offer a boilerless humidification with integral water storage. So the picture on the right, you can see the water tank that the water is stored in for the humidification system, and avoidance of air chase in the walls. So the walls are solid on the side, which lend itself to very easy cleaning and wiping down in between stability storage applications. High efficiency design, this is something that's key, you know, not only because it utilizes low power, low heat rejection into the room, which then you don't have to recondition the air twice essentially, but it also equals low operating expense. So it saves money in the long term. Low noise level, minimal noise pollution into the lab and adjacent work areas is something that's key and something to consider when selecting a chamber. Compact design and mobility, low weight, rollability, easy fit through doorways. These are all key items and something to consider. So we'll roll into our individual stability chamber that we have in our standard product line, which is called the Pharma Event Series. We have our Pharma Event 280, which is a 10 cubic foot chamber with 2 shelves. We have the Pharma Event C600, which is a 21 cubic foot with 6 shelves standard. We have the Pharma Event 1300, which is a 46 cubic foot, 12 shelves standard. And then we have the big 3-door, which is a 2000 with 71 cubic feet internally and 18 shelves standard. So for the Pharma Event Series, we stock these chambers in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we can accommodate pretty quick shipments. So if you do have an immediate requirement, chances are our lead times will be pretty short. So please reach out to us. The performance range is 2 degrees to 70 degrees C and 20 to 90% relative humidity. Covers some of the uniformity specs here. 0.3 to 1 C and 0.5 to 2% RH. Standard operating range is about 5 to 45 C. We offer an additional low dew point dry air purge as optional. Compact overall design with low weight, so easy mobility, moving in and out of labs. And then our control system is also user-friendly and not located too high up on the product where it's not accessible. 304 stainless steel interior with open wire shelves, GMP compliant adjustable spacing for the shelves. We have a uniflow airflow design for laminar airflow, circular low velocity flow, no walls or sidewalls for easy cleaning. The integral water tank is something that is really nice because you're able to conceal the water tank behind the skin of the chamber. So it looks very nice, but you're able to access that water tank through a port and fill it up as needed. So we'll talk a little bit about our touchscreen controller. We offer on this chamber a 7-inch web season touchscreen controller. The touchscreen controller is intuitive in its operation. It is 21 CFR Part 11 compliant. It has the ability to password protect user levels, so you can assign user levels to have that user access only certain areas within the controller and run certain tests. Integral trending screen, so for data logging, you can view it on the controller itself, or it is exportable for viewing on a computer. Event history and alarm screen is also something that is standard. And we offer this in multiple languages, so you can adjust it to Spanish, for instance, so the controller will read in your language. Analog comms, we have a 0 to 10 volt DC. Standard, wired Ethernet, RS-232/485, and then Sympati is a software that we offer that can interface with our web season controller and work with your cell phone, tablet, laptop, and extract data and control the chamber remotely, which is really nice. We have multiple temperature safeties. We have a level 1 safety. We have a level 2 safety, independent high-low monitor, a level 3 independent high thermal fuse, and again, the highest accuracy instrumentation utilizing a 4-wire stainless steel RTD with a very high accuracy, and a capacitive sensor for humidity at 0.5% accuracy. So the Pharma series is unique for the Pharma event series is that we have a special boiler system that we use for this product line, and it's called the System Steam Sterile. And basically it's a boilerless humidification system where we will have a heater block that's hot, and we drip water onto that heater block, and it's vaporized and then goes into the chamber area. By taking this approach to humidification, we're able to achieve a much tighter control point as well as save power, because you're not looking at a typical boiling humidifier, if you will, to introduce water into the chamber area. So it's a lot more power efficient and saves money in the long run. It's also contamination-free and sterile humidification, so you're not introducing any contaminants into your environment, which is also key. It's a very energy-efficient, low heat rejection with power consumption of about 2,000 watts max, and then heat rejection of only 1,000 watt max. We offer whisper quiet operation. Again, this is something you should consider when trying to select the right chamber for your lab and your application. Our chambers are basically undetectable when they're running at about 52 dBA. And that's about half of what our competition is. So that's very important. Door jar switch. This is another thing to consider when you're trying to specify the right chamber for your application. We provide a record of all door openings while the chamber is running. And then it has an automatic extended warning when the chamber is open for too long. So if an operator is loading material or taking material out of the chamber, the door has been open for an extended period of time, the chamber will let you know that you might want to consider shutting the door. It comes standard with a 2-inch access port with a silicone plug. And we offer the chamber new with a factory calibration at stability points of 25C 60% and 40C 75% with certificates. So that covers the reach-in stability chamber. So now let's talk a little bit about some of the walk-in applications and stability chambers. So walk-in stability chambers are available in temperature only and temperature and humidity. These chambers are used for testing much larger batches of products. This is a picture of a very large walk-in chamber with multiple drop-down evaporators from the ceiling and a lot of shelving internally for just bulk storage of things. Walk-ins are provided turnkey from Cincinnati Sub-Zero. So you would work with our sales team in the field who works with our applications engineers to come up with a concept and a design. Once ordered, then we will deliver the system to you, work with you on the install, get it installed. We'll provide training and then commissioning of the chamber. And then also after service support. As I touched on earlier, we have the largest network of service available for any chamber manufacturer. So we have you covered when it comes to this. Walk-in chamber design are matched to the client's needs. So our standard factory-built modular design consists of a single cooling system, which is non-redundant, a local refrigeration system, and some limited special features. So options are somewhat limited for our standard product offering just because they're already pre-configured and ready to be released. But we do offer a very large variety of custom applications. So if you have an application that doesn't necessarily fit within our standard product envelope for a walk-in chamber, we can design exactly what you need based upon your requirements. So that is not a problem whatsoever. So base temperature for our standard walk-in chambers runs between 20C and 60C. It consists of a single stage refrigeration cooling. The control tolerance is 0.3C or better. The base humidity range is 20 to 95% RH. Humidity is limited by dew point. Control tolerance of 2.5% or better. Base features, control panel cabinet with a 7-inch touchscreen controller. We offer a UL listed fire rated panel that's 4 inches thick. Low GWP refrigeration system. We have a steamer, latent coil, desiccant wheel, humidity control system are all some of the base features and standard stuff. Latched entry door with viewing window and non-corrosive interior and exterior skins. Interior cooler comes with an EC motor, and then you can see that we utilize LED lighting, and that comes with a timer or motion sense, depending upon the application. So from here, that kind of covers some of our walk-in modular solutions. And now we're going to transition into something that's kind of unique for Cincinnati Sub-Zero and something that you might find interesting, which is a combination cold ultra-low storage room. So what is an combination cold ultra-low storage room? Well, it's an application that where you'll have possibly an ante room that you enter into, and that is already cool in nature and somewhat dehumidified. But then you go into the main corridor, which is an uncontrolled corridor that is cooled by the -70 compartments surrounding it. And typically you can run the uncontrolled corridor at about 2 to 8 or -20. And then you can see that we have -70 freezers that surround the corridor. So this is these are independent freezer access points for product, which is very useful, and we'll touch on some of that moving forward here. This is a block of storage pic of kind of a traditional layout of how this might look and be deployed within your space. So you would enter into the 2C to -8C area where you can have some shelving and racking to store your product. From there, you can transition into the -20° area. And then also store product in there for a period of time. And then you surround that -20 with -70 or -80° individual storage freeze compartments, which is a very, very nice option to have all of this combined in one area. So these rooms offer the ideal solution for customers with more bulk storage needs at multiple temperatures. Bioscore is ideal for large capacity storage to replace multiple upright freezers and cold chambers with a single room solution. Traditional ultra-low storage relies upon numerous individual reach-in or chest freezers, and it saves energy, space, and also service. So what is the Bioscore advantage? Well, we have multiple ultra-lows, -70 or -80 cooled freezer rooms, and we have a redundant approach to this. So you'll have an A system and a B system. The systems will automatically toggle between each other on possibly a daily basis to make sure that you're defrosting the system that is not running. And while the secondary system, the B system, is running, it's keeping your freezer room at the ideal operating temperature. This also provides a level of security because should one of the systems go down, you're able to still maintain all of your product within the cold storage area. Redundant external conditioning allows the A and B to oscillate and defrost, and then provide uninterrupted operation at -70. And the redundant cooling unit provides operation, for critical type applications that cannot warm up for any reason. So the advantage, the ultimate product security via mechanical and electrical A and B redundancy. And a nice part about this is that you can add a third redundancy to it. So you can add optional LN2. So let's say you have a power outage, for instance, the two mechanical systems go down. If you have it on a USB a backup, you can automatically transition over to LN2, and LN2 then will provide your primary cooling and keep your freezer room at the desired temperature until power is restored. Reduction in the number of refrigeration systems. So if you're currently doing your ultra cold storage in chest freezers, for instance, you'll have chest freezers all over your lab floor space. And then by doing this, you reduce the amount of lab floor space required. Reduction in equipment noise. You have one system that's running versus multiple lab freezers and or walk-in freezers throughout your lab. Reduction in overall power consumption as you have two compressors versus a multitude of compressors with the other approach. Reduction in elimination of heat. Rejection into the building. These systems are configured to either be water cooled or remote air cooled. So none of the heat that's being generated by the cooling system will be rejected into your lab. And reduction in electrical installation as well. Reduction in facility renovation and upgrade dollars. And reduction in validation and recalibration is another key and something that can add up as you're having to change out chest freezers. Reduction in annual maintenance. You have 1.2 mechanical systems running versus a multitude of other systems scattered throughout your lab space. So what are the design considerations? What do we need from you in order to provide you with a proposal for one of these? We need to understand your temperature requirements. What are you trying to do? How many rooms do you need? What do those temperature ranges need to be? Total product volume. How large do you need these rooms to be? Product composition. What is the makeup of the products that you're planning to put within this large freezer room? Data loading needs. daily, weekly loading requirements. How are you planning to get the product in and out of the area? And what does your requirements look like for storage? Incoming product temperature. How will the product be delivered into this freezer area? Will it already be frozen? At what temperature? So then we can calculate what the loads look like. Incoming product delivery method. How do you plan on getting the product into the -8, into the -20, or into the -70 freezer compartments is key. Building support needs. Square footage for the room installation. Square footage for the mechanical system support, where that'll be located. Electrical utilities, indoor and outdoor. Voltage. Do you have a UPS available? Mechanical utilities, water, LN2, compressed air. So this shows a couple different types of applications we've done. We have on the left here a 70-degree compartment with entry doors located on either side. In the middle, we have an ante room, which would be the entrance point for one of these systems. We also have on the right a 20-degree freezer room with a -70°C compartment located within the -20. All of these are capable of coming with stainless steel for easy cleaning. We also have custom fit low temperature shelving and drawers and trays that can be added to the freezer rooms or compartments, and then stainless steel with multiple storage compartments. This is kind of a view of how that might look for you. And this would be an illustration showing, a layout drawing, conceptual sketch that we would generate for you to open up the discussion and talk about what the right configuration is for what you're trying to accomplish. So definitely key in understanding the requirement. So that's all I have for today. I certainly appreciate your time and consideration of Cincinnati Sub-Zero products. Again, this is my contact information. Please feel free to reach out to me should you have any additional questions. And thank you very much for your attention. Leonardo?
Thank you very much, Glenn. Very interesting topic. Let me see if we have any questions here. Okay, we have one here. It says, is there any difference in the energy consumption of the equipment if the door is made of glass or some other material?
Yes. So if you have a glass door, you will get some heat loss within the system. So the compressors would potentially run a little more than they would if it is a solid insulated door. So yes, there is a slight difference between the two designs.
Okay, thank you. And there is another one. Is data logging over an EP network is possible?
Sorry, Leonardo, I didn't understand the question.
Yeah, I think it's related to if the data of the tests is possible to transfer via IP network or.
Sure. Yeah. So we have RS-232 and 485 communications available, which can be utilized for that. And then if you also utilize our software package, Sympati, that is very easy to pull that data off and then manipulate it on your desktop computer.
Oh, great. Thank you, Glenn. This is another question we have. Is it possible to import the test result to another format?
Yes, you can. Typically, it comes off as like a CSV type, so you can then import it however you'd like to have it in Excel or Word or whatever works best for you.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. I think that's it. We have no more questions. I don't know if anybody else has another question. Yes. Mr. Granados. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Granados says, is there any additional benefit on using the Pharma event series over the previous models?
The Pharma event series has a tighter control than the Cincinnati Sub-Zero ST product line. So for pharma type applications where you're looking for very good uniformity and control, this is definitely a better option for you than the previous version for Cincinnati Sub-Zero. However, that being said, we are still offering and selling the other version for customers that prefer or have that existing product within their labs. So yeah.
Okay, that's because Mr. Granado says that they are looking for this STH models for the reference.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can certainly provide you with a quote for the pharma event and, you know, also the ST, and you can look at the two independently and decide which one would best satisfy your needs, or, you know, we can certainly have a conference call and discuss that in more detail about some of the uniformity benefits that the pharma series offers.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I think Mr. Granados has a quotation already from us STH. So if you are looking for a quote for a pharma event series models, we will provide you.
And then
is there any other question?
List too, Leonardo. Sorry, lead times for the pharma event, because we do most models that could be a benefit for him as well.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's good to know, to consider also. Okay, I will be interested in quoting the pharma event model. Yeah, I think we will contact you soon, Mr. Granados, to provide the right quotation for you. Okay, is there another question for Glenn? Okay, I think that's it, Glenn. There is no more questions. Thanks again for your support, and we will expect to collaborate in this way soon again.
Okay, very good. Well, again, thank you all. I certainly appreciate your valuable time, and you all enjoy the rest of your morning and afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Muchas gracias a todos por su participación. Les recordamos también que el día de mañana a las 11 de la mañana tendremos otro webinar con el tópico de análisis modal, impartido por nuestra representada de Usoft y también por personal de CITEC. De igual manera, el día jueves, en colaboración con Vibration Research, tendremos el último webinar de la semana, que se titula ¿Cómo generar un perfil en random? De igual manera están todos invitados. La invitación es extensiva y totalmente gratuita para su equipo de trabajo. Muchísimas gracias por habernos acompañado y que sigan disfrutando de su mañana y del día.